Okay, so I'm here to just show you guys a couple of little tips about settings in Google Classroom. So first of all, I'm going to show you the settings over here on the right hand side with this little gear. These settings need to be changed and set for every single class. So when you click on the settings, it's really simple. Honestly, this is where you change your information if you need to. I don't really mess with most of these settings because I don't really need most of them, and a lot of them are pretty self-explanatory. But the most important one is this one right here, which is students can post and comment. You want to always, I would just change that to students. At least students can only comment. You can also make only teachers can post and comment. But if students can post and comment, then it's like they can post whatever they want. And when that gets out of hand, it's craziness. They treat it like social media. They'll be posting inappropriate memes left and right, and they just think it's a hoot. But when it comes to, especially where we are right now with our Columbia homeroom kids and a lot of people not being used to using Google Classroom, I find that it's very valuable to have the students can only comment selected, because that way if there is an issue with an assignment, they can comment on it and other students can see that they commented on it, and you don't end up getting like 20 emails about the same issue. Or you might still get a few because some students don't always see that, but it still helps with that. And then that's really the only thing I mess with on here. There's grading down here. You can always say, if you want them to see their grade, you can show them total points. You can show them weighted by category. These are all, show overall grade to students. So you could say like total points, make sure the students can see it. You probably don't want them to, just because you might have some things that are not on Google Classroom that are in your focus, and that would make the grades different. So, I like having the grade book, but I mean, it's really up to you what you want to do. That's the only other thing you might want to change. And you can add your grading categories here as well. Now, that being said, that's really all you need to do for this section as far as changing goes. But the most important setting, oops, I've saved my settings. I should have canceled that and saved them, because you do have to save the settings in order to have them be enacted. But anyway, the most important setting is over here on the left-hand side. It is these 3 lines. You go ahead and click on that where all your classes are. Now scroll all the way down to the bottom and you will see settings. And most of you probably have way less to scroll than I do. I just have so many classes in here. These are the overall settings. Once you change these, you don't have to do it for every single class. This applies to all of your Google Classroom classes. And it's basically managing your notifications. So, if you want to change your profile picture and put something cute in there, or just something, that you like, and not just a circle with the first letter of your, first initial, and then you can change it there. Then, and there's some others here, which we're not going to get into right now, but notifications. This is super important, okay? Now, you can choose to toggle this off and you'll get absolutely no email notifications, and it's going to eliminate, all the million emails you get from all the students commenting and posting, all that stuff. However, I do find some of these to be very convenient. So first off, the first thing you want to do is you want to turn off your comments on your posts. But go ahead and turn on comments that mention you, and I will show you in a minute why you should keep that one on. Of course, this is up to you. If you choose not to, you can always turn that off, but I like comments that mention you. Again, I'll show you why in just a minute. You can have private comments on work on or off. It's up to you. It's just if you want an email every time someone does a private comment on work, then you would, have it on. If you don't want an email, you turn it off. Classes you're enrolled in, pretty much all of these you guys aren't really going to need. We got work and other posts from teachers, returned work and grades from your teachers, invitations to join classes as a student. I keep this on because teachers invite me as a student all the time, and I like to know, and I like to get the emails for it, but you don't have to keep that one on at all. Due date reminders for your work. Now, this section isn't as relevant for teachers, but it is very important for students, because a lot of students are also complaining about all of the emails that they're getting, and it makes it harder for them to get the really important emails if they're getting all of these emails from Google Classroom. I'm talking they're getting emails, when you post, anything you post, they're getting emails anytime that you return the grades, anytime that they get invitations, anytime there's due date reminders. So that's a ton of emails, and then it buries all the other more important emails, and it's part of the reason students are not getting a lot of the emails that are being sent out, because they don't scroll and look further than whatever they see at the top of their emails, and it just clogs up their inbox. So I would, if I were you guys, I would really let your students know. I may end up making a video just for the students to let them know that they can change these settings and how to do it. But anyway, this is how they can change the settings. This is really more for the students than the teachers. And then we have classes you teach. So I like to know if there are late submissions of students' work, but you don't have to toggle that. It's just, do you want an email if a student submitted something late? I like that because it alerts me to a late submission. You can also get an email if they resubmit their work. You can get an email to for an invitation to co-teach classes. And then of course the last one is scheduled, post, published, or failed. So scheduled, post, published, or failed. And that's like if you schedule a post and it fails, you could get an email, hey, your post failed. That's not a bad one to have toggled, just in case, you might not realize your assignment didn't post until you get the email for it. Or until if you don't get an email for it, you're in class and everyone's like, what assignment? What are you talking about? And you're like, what, I scheduled that. And it could mess things up with you to not know. So you can always toggle that on if you want. It's up to you. I am actually noticing down here we have class notifications, turn email and mobile notifications on and off for a class. I think this is kind of newer here, but you could always select just the classes as well that you want to get emails for. So let's say I don't want any emails for anything except for my class, or something like that, or I don't know, there's all sorts of reasons, but it lists all your classes, and then you can decide if you want to get emails and stuff for that class specifically or not. All right, so that's really the long and short of it. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my practice classroom. I'm going to show you why I like to keep it on the email for comments that mention you. What I tend to tell students is that if they comment, if they have a question for me, that if they comment, sorry, I'm trying to get to my question. Okay, so if they comment, to mention me. So, I mean, it works basically like all their social media works. They're just tagging me. So tag me in the comment, and then I'll get an email for it. If they just comment on stuff, you don't want to get emails, because sometimes they have conversations between themselves. Sometimes, you ask them to comment, and you have all of your students commenting on something as part of the assignment, and you get 150 emails about it, and that's insane. But if they have a question specifically for you, they can do an @ symbol. Actually, I'm going to zoom in on this for you so you can see it a little bit bigger. So it would be an @ symbol, and then just start like typing in the teacher's name. So that's how they can actually tag you in a comment, and you'll get an email only for the comments that mention you specifically. And that's a good way to really root out what's important and what's not, and also to eliminate getting 5,000 emails a day, because I know it's driving you guys crazy. I feel like there was one more thing that I really wanted to show you, but I just can't think of it right now. So hopefully this helps, and let me know if you have any other questions.